You're listening to UCW Radio.
In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this.
Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy. Don't run when you lose. Don't whine when it hurts.
You know what it takes to sell real estate?
It takes brass.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps. This is the show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. And talking about around the world, there's so many things going on today, not just in finance, but in the geopolitical arena here in the United States. You have we're in an election year, so we have our two candidates that are going to probably be going head to head. You know, they may have an independent that'll go in there, so on and so forth. The reality is, on this show, I'm not going to get into my political opinions, but I do think that we need someone that's going to help to generate jobs, and that's going to help to generate deals globally, so that we can continue to grow as a nation. You know, the United States was once a manufacturing superpower, and that changed. That changed in a big way. We went from a manufacturing country to a service country. And with servicing, you know, things change. You have financial services, so on and so forth. The reality is that we need to get back to basics. We need to get back to manufacturing, growing, doing things of that nature, and being self-sufficient. And that's my opinion. Who's going to be our next president here in the United States? Who knows? I can't tell you. But I hope whoever does go into office understands what we need here. It's not a political agenda. It is something, you know, you have to implement some sort of something, and you need something in place so that we can actually grow. Companies grow. Small business can grow. You have to work with the entrepreneurs. You have to open up, the finances for these companies, these small companies, so that they can grow and be competitive. Okay, there has to be tax reform. There's no question. There has to be tax reform because you have so many major companies here in the United States that actually are doing business globally. But they can't repatriate the funds because by them repatriating the funds, they're getting hit with another tax. You have to keep in mind that if they're doing business in France, Italy, wherever it is, they're paying taxes over there. So now they're going to get penalized for bringing it back. Why would they bring it back? And this is part of the problem here, is that, you know, you have the government that's sitting there, and they have their hand out saying, okay, well, you're going to bring the money back here. We know you're going to create jobs. We know you're going to create, you know, some sort of flow, a cash flow that will help the country, but we want to get paid. We want our taxes. Okay, but, you know, the business wasn't done here. Just because the business is here, they have to get penalized for bringing the money back to put it back to work. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, my opinion. Let's see what happens. Okay, and talking about just on the political front, you see what's going on there in Britain. You have the impending Brexit. Look, does it happen? I think that it just may happen. I think the probability is pretty high that it happens. And if it does happen, what's going to wind up happening on the heels of that, you're going to have an open door. Okay, you know, if you look back when the U.S. dollar dropped and the Canadian dollar, you know, rose, and they were in parity for a little while, you had a lot of Canadian real estate investors that actually went out and bought a lot of U.S. assets because, you know, they were getting, in their mind and in reality, they were getting it for cheaper. Even though the prices didn't go down here in the States, they were getting things cheaper because the value of their dollar went higher. So, if the Brexit does occur, and you see the pound dropping, and it should drop sharply, I would imagine, you're going to have real estate in Britain, you know, even though the prices are not going to go down over there, Okay, but if you have U.S. dollars or other currency that is stabilized and not dropping alongside of it, you're going to be able to get good deals. If you're a real estate investor and you're looking to add to your portfolio, and look, London's always been a hot spot. As is New York and Miami, LA, things of that nature. So hey, I think that a lot of things are going to wind up happening over there if that should happen, and I do believe it will happen. The possibilities are high. Okay, so now, like I know that, there was a big merger this week. Everyone knows this. LinkedIn, Microsoft bought LinkedIn. Was it a smart move? Well, look, Microsoft, they don't have a great history of making great acquisitions. A lot of the acquisitions they make kind of just, I don't know, they dwindle away. When Bill Gates ran the company, they were taking chances with this, with that, trying to compete with Apple, trying to compete with this, with that. And the bottom line is, it was hitting a brick wall. And now with them buying LinkedIn, I think it's strategic because Microsoft is already in the cloud environment, and LinkedIn, as far as the advertising dollars are concerned, they command a higher advertising dollar than a Facebook or Instagram or things of that, or social media sites like that, because it's just a little bit different. And they connect everything. So if you're dealing with everything on a professional level, if LinkedIn is for professionals. If you're going to go there, try to connect with companies to try to get a job or just do business and do that type of thing, more than likely you're going to have it on your computer. And if you're using Outlook, basically your contacts kind of get linked together, kind of like what Facebook does and what Google does with Gmail. It kind of connects your contacts with your phone book and so on and so forth. So, the bottom line is Microsoft is going to learn more about, their users, and they're going to be able to capitalize on that, I assume. Okay, look, the cloud business is big. It's big. Okay, Amazon has been, with their AWS, they've been making money hand over fist in that arena. It's the cloud. Okay, more you have Netflix there on the AWS. You have Google that is in the cloud. Microsoft is in the cloud business. You have other companies that are in the cloud business, but at the end of the day, what you're going to wind up having, you're going to wind up having Amazon, Google, and Microsoft in that space, and they're going to be developing more and more products. And the other companies that are out there that may be, that do offer cloud services, they may get gobbled up. They may, dwindle away unless they have something really extraordinary that sets them apart from everyone else. Okay, now staying on the topic of tech, Twitter. I've been hearing chatter about Twitter for so long that Twitter should be taken over. They can't stand alone. They can't be a standalone company. The management, is not doing the right thing, so on and so forth. They brought back Jack Dorsey, and nothing has transpired. He's the CEO of two companies, Square and Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Look, the bottom line is that Twitter, forget about all that stuff for a second. Twitter itself. Twitter is a great tool, and I believe that you're going to probably have some activism in there, because there has to be, because has the management been asleep at the wheel? To a certain extent, yes, in the past. I think that they're looking to change that. Okay? I think that they have to change that. They have to actually become more aggressive and more, kind of open their eyes to what's going on and get involved, and get more involved within the Twitter ecosystem and add things there that may be able to integrate but may be separate. Okay, you can grow organically, and I believe Twitter can grow organically, but I think that them growing via acquisition and taking on strategic assets, okay, they're looking to do something in music, do something in video. It doesn't have to be, they have to be directly, tied in to Twitter. They took over Periscope A great tool. I used it for a little while, but the thing with it that now they're evolving. Okay, and basically you can now see the Periscope feed within the Twitter feed, which is pretty cool. It's a good feature to have, and I believe that they're going to evolve even further. It was a good acquisition. I think they can do more. I think they can do better. I think that they can add more. I think that if they start going and making strategic acquisitions, they can be accretive within probably, I'm going to say 12 to 18 months from the time they make the acquisition. So the reality is they have to get out there and get active. Get active. You have so much technology out there. They need to get active and get involved because it's beyond social media. If any company has proven that is beyond what's in front of you, it's Google, it's Facebook, it's companies like that are looking beyond what's in front of them right now. Okay, so the reality is Twitter has to look beyond what's in front of them right now. They are looking at what's in front of them. They can't. They need to look beyond that. Look beyond the brick. Look at what's going to happen in the next 5 years, 10 years. Look down the road. Then maybe they'll get their vision and they'll start to grow. I don't think that Twitter itself is dead in the water. I don't think it's a lame duck. I think that they just have to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and make it happen. Okay, and then we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they start doing it. I believe they are. And I think that at these levels, same way when Facebook was down in the teens, I've told so many people that is a buy and a half because they're going to figure it out. Twitter is going to figure it out. Right now, you in the next few months, I don't think you're going to see the stock at this level. Okay, I'm not going and telling you to buy or sell or do anything. That's not what the show is about. I'm just saying that take a look at it. Do your research. Do your due diligence. Speak to your investment advisor. Figure it out. And if it's something that's up your alley, then you do what you want to do with it. The bottom line is I'm just painting a picture as far as I see it. All right, and now in closing, look, you had the Fed today. Actually, they didn't raise the rates. I didn't expect them to raise the rates. Look, they set everything on a course that basically, kind of you can't turn back. They can't turn back. The damage is done. If they were going to raise rates, it should have been done a while ago. They didn't. So we're going to kind of stay here. Eventually, they're going to have to raise rates at some point. I don't know when that point's going to be because with all this geopolitical stuff that's going on, it's crazy. It's crazy. Maybe after the election, who knows? Who knows? All we can do is do what we do and keep pushing along. But I have to stress this, and I hope that the political leaders, and I'm stressing the word leaders, understand what we need in the United States. We need to grow manufacturing. We need to create jobs. We need to, continue with the agriculture, not jumping from one commodity to another. We need to grow. We need to be innovative. We have so many innovative companies out here. Help them to innovate more. And medical science and farming and agriculture and anything and green energy, things like that. You see what's going on with Tesla, what Elon Musk is doing, and you have other companies out there that are trying to do the same thing. The problem is they don't have access to the capital. And maybe if the government did something to help them, maybe that'll be a good thing. Even though you have a lot of private equity and venture capitalists out there trying to, getting involved with these companies, I believe that more can be done. Okay. And that's it for this edition of Money Never Sleeps. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back with you soon with, I'm going to speak about some other companies in manufacturing and technology and kind of dive a little deeper into some things as the shows get a little more intense, and they will. All right, you guys have a fantastic trading day.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you. My father thanks you. My sister thanks you. And I thanked him.
All opinions expressed by Luis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Luis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.